And hello there, everybody. Welcome to this latest installment of the Hometown Football League, HTFL Football. I'm Big Paulie coming to you. Today we have Carolina and Tennessee, two teams that began playing in the 90s. Tennessee making an exodus from Houston, becoming the Tennessee Oilers and the Tennessee Titans. And Carolina starting up as an expansion franchise in 1995. We're playing in beautiful Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. A little cool for Charlotte in September, 72 degrees, a calm wind, no rain. And as I said, Carolina a 4-point favorite. They won the toss and will receive. Steve McNair at quarterback for Tennessee. Cam Newton doing likewise for Carolina. Jeff Fisher and John Fox, your respective coaches. We'll get this one underway. Goodson back deep for Carolina, who will be in blue. Kind of a royal blue. And Tennessee will be in white. A return of 28 yards by Williams out to the 28. So we caught it at the goal line. Williams and Goings are going to be your running backs for Carolina as we set the offense up. Smith and Muhammad, your wideouts. Olsen tight end. Newton, quarterback out of Auburn. Gross, Norwell, Khalil, Wharton, and Brockermeyer, the offensive line. We'll give it to D'Angelo Williams off tackle right to start the game, but a marker down.
Offsides, defense, number 93, 5-yard penalty.
Curse called for defensive offside, so it'll be a 1st and 5. That'll give us a moment to set the Tennessee defense up. Curse and Vandenbosch, your defensive ends. Hainsworth, Casey, your defensive tackles. Bullock, Tullock, and Brown, your linebackers. Finnegan and Roll, your corners. Bryant, Byard, and Griffin, your safeties. Tennessee entering the game 1-1, defeating Indianapolis but losing to New York. Carolina beat Atlanta and Tampa Bay to get to 2-0 as we start play today. A sweep to the right with D'Angelo Williams this time. And he gains 3 yards before Brown brought him down. And it's 2nd and 2. Go double tight end and we'll give it to Goings on a dive play. And Goings is going, and he's got a huge gain. Finnegan brought him down at the 7 after a 57-yard pickup. We'll let Goings rest on this play, and we'll go trap right D'Angelo Williams. Carolina's bread and butter has been its running game in these first 2 games. And on that play, it was a trap right, no gain. Vandenbosch makes the stop. We'll go to Muhammad on a short hitch. Hussein Muhammad. They throw underneath to Williams, and Williams has a touchdown. So very quickly, the Panthers get on the board on a 5-play, 72-yard drive. Here's the point after try by Sly, and it's good. And it's 7-0 Panthers. Mariani back deep for the Titans. And that goes into the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee in kind of the powder blue uniforms with powder blue numbers to kind of reflect that they used to be the Tennessee Oilers. We'll set the offense for Tennessee. Johnson and Hall, your running backs. Basin and Bennett, your wideouts. Wycheck at tight end, McNair quarterbacking, Ruse, Scott, Hartwig, Olsen, Runyon, your offensive line. Here's the first down play from the 20. It's McNair. He's looking deep, but there's a marker down.
Offsides, defense, number 59, 5-yard penalty.
They get Luke Kuechly for offsides. We'll set the Carolina defense for you. And they got a couple of studs on there, Peppers being one of them, and Rucker are your defensive ends. Jenkins and Short, your defensive tackles. Davis, the aforementioned Luke Kuechly, and Beeson, your linebackers. Norman and Gamble at corner. Minter and Harris at safety. 1st and 5, ball to 25. McNair, he looks for Bennett, can't find him. Tipped by Harris, no catch. 2nd and 5 from the 25 now goes Tennessee. And they give it to Johnson, and he loses a yard. Rucker makes the stop. And it's now 3rd and 6 from the 24. McNair looks and finds Frank Wycheck, and that's good for 8 yards. It's now 1st and 10 at the 32. McNair back to the air again, and he goes to Johnson underneath for a 7-yard pickup, tackled by Davis. 2nd and 3 from the 39, a give to Johnson. Kuechly makes the stop after a gain of only 1 yard. 3rd and 2 from the 40. McNair, shotgun, and he goes to Wycheck, and Wycheck with another critical 3rd down catch, and that's a gain of 9. 1st and 10 from the 49 now. They give to Johnson. Johnson straight ahead, 6 yards. Davis on the stop. Now a 2nd and 4. 9th play of the drive already, and it is Johnson gaining 3. They'll bring Eddie George into the game at wideout now. Hall will also come into the game as the fullback. That is Ahmad Hall, number 45. 3rd and 1 from the 42. They give to Eddie, and Eddie's got a first. Gain of 2. 1st and 10 now from the 40. They again give to Eddie George, who picks up a yard. As Chris Johnson needed rest and is getting rest presently. 2nd and 9 from the 39. McNair back to throw. An incomplete pass. Pepper's got a hand on it to knock it incomplete. Kendall Wright is going to come in and play a 3rd wide receiver on this 3rd and 9 play from the 39. McNair scrambles, and he's got himself 17 yards. Steve McNair, you see him there from Alcorn State. He did not have a great game against New York last week. And he broke all kinds of records at Alcorn State and led the Titans to their only to-date Super Bowl appearance, Super Bowl 34, where they lost to the Rams on a play that was 1 yard short of the goal line on the final play. 1st and 10 at the 22 now for the Titans. They trail 7-0, but for how long? They go to Wycheck, deflected by Peppers, incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 22 now. McNair looks, dumps it to Hall, but Hall can't haul it. And it's 3rd and 10 now from the 22. McNair scrambles again, and he's got another first down, but a fumble on the play. Davis scoops it up, and Carolina has it. So that drive was stymied, and Carolina will get the ball back. They'll give it to Goings on 1st and 10 from their own 12. He had a 57-yard gain last time he touched the ball, and he gains it for 8 this time. Take a look at Nick Goings out of Pittsburgh. Didn't do too well against Tampa Bay. 3 rushes for a negative 2 yards, but had 2 catches out of the backfield for 29. Now it's 2nd and 2 at the 20-yard line exactly. And we will go pitch right to D'Angelo Williams, who's had 2 good games so far this season, but a loss there of 4. And the Bluebirds come out in Carolina thinking that maybe they should have called another play there. Medium fly to Muhammad on 3rd and 6. Not there, incomplete. And they're saying Muhammad might have caught it, and we're going to challenge.
Upon further review, the ball was secured before it hit the ground. The pass is complete. No timeout will be charged.
As I have said, I think on almost every these HTFL games I have done, each team gets 1 challenge, but all scores and all turnovers are looked at by the replay booth. So there was a dispute over where the ball was spotted, or whether or not a ball was caught, or whether or not there was a fumble. You could use a challenge for that. Anyway, 1st and 10, ball at the 30. 2:57 left in the first quarter. Off tackle right to D'Angelo Williams, and he picks up 6. He's out of Memphis, and as I said just a few moments ago, he had a great game against Tampa Bay. 16 for 193, 2 touchdowns, and he caught 3 passes out of the backfield for 18. Ball to 36, 2nd and 4 will go to Olsen on a short hitch. Incomplete. Ainsworth batted it down. It's now a 3rd and 4 play coming up. We will go screen to Williams. Not there, incomplete. Ainsworth again got a paw on it. And Nortman back to punt for the Carolina Panthers from his own 25. Caught just inside the 20 by Mariani, and he picks up 9 on the return. He went from the 17 to the 26. 7-0 Panthers leading. 1:55 left to go, but the Titans have the ball now 74 yards away from Carolina's end zone, 1st and 10. They give to Eddie George again, and Eddie George picks up 3 yards. They bring Johnson into the game now, as he is fully recovered from tiring in a series of carries he got on that drive that stalled at the 12 of Carolina, 2nd and 7 at the 29. They give to Johnson, picks up 2. Now 3rd down and 5. Ball to 31. McNair in a shotgun. He's looking and he throws it. Screen pass to Johnson. Good for 7. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. 7-0 Carolina. Start up the second quarter. We have 45 minutes left to go at least in this game, unless we have overtime like we did for our last game. Washington beating Dallas 27-24 in overtime. If you haven't caught that on YouTube yet, go ahead and catch it. It was a doozy of a game. 1st and 10, ball to 38. McNair to George, Eddie George, and he picks up 9 yards. And that's a 2nd and 1 now, after that pickup of 9 at the 47 of their own 47, that is, of the Titans. I'll get it right. McNair. And that was a slant to Frank Wycheck. Wycheck having a good game. It feels like I've been calling his number a lot, but he's only got 3 catches for 28 yards. 1st and 10, ball at the 42. McNair throws underneath to Eddie George, and that's good for 8 yards. So Eddie George has been coming off the bench and been doing wonderfully in this game. 2nd and 2 now at the 34. McNair looks, finds Wycheck.
Holding, offense, number 62,
it's coming back.
10-yard penalty.
Here the referee explaining Hartwig was called for holding, and it's now 2nd and 12 from the 44. Short slant to Mason, but Grant got there almost at the same time and was successful in distracting Grant enough for it to be incomplete. 3rd and 12 now at the 44. McNair to Wycheck again. And Wycheck catches that for 14 yards. I think he's had 4 catches, and I think 3 of them have been for first downs on 3rd down. 1st and 10 at the Panther 30. Give to Eddie George, and Eddie George with running room. But something's happening here. A fumble returned by Carolina for a gain of 86 by Coochley. Coochley rumbling, stumbling, bumbling down the sidelines all the way down to the 2 of Tennessee. And it'll be a 1st and goal from there. We'll go Newton on a bootleg. Can't find it. No gain. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the 2. A big turnaround play there. Once again, Tennessee, for the 2nd time, they get into Carolina territory, but a big turnover stymies them. We'll go D'Angelo, trap right. That is there. A touchdown. I believe that is his 2nd on the day. Actually, I am incorrect. Nathan Williams did make his 2nd touchdown of the day, but one was for a catch and one was a rush. So here is the point after, and it's 14-0. Carolina, Tennessee shooting themselves in the foot twice already in this game. Here's the kickoff. Mariani will take a knee in his end zone, and the Titans, that is, will get the ball at the 20 for a 1st and 10. Screen to George, and Eddie George picks up 14 yards. And it's now a 1st and 10 at the 34. George, sweep to the right, 5-yard gain. They've outgained Carolina 154-93 so far, but 2 big turnovers, and that's why Carolina's up 14 points. 2nd and 5 at the 39. McNair's going to run, and that's a gain of a yard. 3rd and 4 now for Tennessee. at the 40. Looking, he fires, and it's thrown to George for a 6-yard gain and a first down. See how they're doing on third down conversion. So far, 7 of 8. Red hot from third downs, making third down conversions. First and 10 at the 46 now. Tennessee, they give to George again. George with 3 yards. Eddie George, out of Ohio State. See his stats there. And it's now 2nd and 7 from the 49. They give it to George. George, all the way down to the 2. 49-yard pickup. So perhaps a redemption song here for Tennessee after losing the ball twice well into Carolina territory. They're marking on the door here at the 2. This time George with a run, but nothing there. 2nd and goal from the 2. They go to an I formation. This is thrown, but Short batted it down. And it's 3rd and goal from the 2. They give to George. George finds pay dirt, touchdown. And it's 14-6 with the point after to come. Which game? And it's good. Baronis put it through. 14-7 your score now, with 4:57 left in the half. It'll be Goodson back for the kick, and he will down it. A touchback. So, Carolina with the ball now. A pitch to the right with D'Angelo Williams on first down. He gets 3 yards. Short slant coming up now to Steve Smith, number 89. No penalty. As Smith dropped looked like a sure catch. Will go Goings on a short pass on 3rd and 7. Not there, incomplete. So he's now 2 for 6. Ken Newton is on the day for 21 yards and a touchdown. Mormon back deep. The window of opportunity is opening a little bit for the Titans. A 48-yard punt to the 29, and it's 1st and 10 from there. Marker down. Hang on a moment.
Holding offense. Number 75, 10-yard penalty.
They get Olsen for holding. So make it 1st and 20 from the 19 with 3:50 left to the half. McNair, a pitch to Johnson. Johnson picks up 4. They bring Eddie George back in the game, so a steady dose of Eddie George in this first half for Tennessee. So there might be a running back controversy going on. 2nd and 16 from the 23. McNair will run, but not for much, 2 yards. Jenkins makes the stop for the Panthers. And it's now 3rd and 14 from the 25. A throw, incomplete, deflected by Norman. And the Panthers should get the ball back with 2:35 left. Here's the punt. Kern was the punter. And it was Oliver who took it and ran it 10 yards out to the 35. 2:29 left now in the first half. Still 14-7 Carolina. Will go Olsen, medium fly. On first down. And a sack. Bullock came up and lowered the boom on Newton. And we'll take the time to recuperate Newton a little bit with the 2-minute timeout. 14-7 Panthers. Okay, second down play will go Goings on a trap right. Which might catch them off guard, but only for 2 yards. Tennessee calls it quick timeout. They have 2 left. Carolina has all 3 of theirs, provided they convert here on 3rd and 15. We'll go plus route, and we will go long slant to LaFell. Newton scrambles, but only gains 11. And Carolina not calling timeout, so Carolina's going to milk the clock and stop it with 1:02. It's their first timeout they have used, and Nortman will be back to punt for Carolina, and Mariani took it at the 5, returned it 3 yards after a 54-yard punt. Nice punt by Nortman. And with 55 seconds left at halftime, it's 1st and 10, Tennessee at their own 8. They give to Eddie George. Eddie George with running room, 15 yards. Carolina will not call a timeout, and neither will Tennessee. They might be playing for halftime themselves. Give to Eddie George. George, no gain, and that might do it. 27 seconds left to go. Will they call another play? They will. Another give to Peppers. I will not call timeout. And that is half. We're at halftime. 14-7 Carolina. Back with you now to start the second half of this Tennessee-Carolina game. Panthers got out to a 14-0 lead. The Titans came back and made it 14-7, and that's where we are at the moment. Don't forget tonight, folks, if you're watching this before 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we'll have a new OOTP Perfect Team series where the Universal Pioneers probably pick up a few new players and see if any of them stick to the roster. That will be coming up 9 o'clock tonight on the Big Poly World of Sports Sims channel. And now back to the game. Mariani back deep for Tennessee. Takes it at the goal line, and he moves up to the 28 for a gain of 28. McNair, 11 out of 18 for 142 yards to start this game. Rushing the ball, Tennessee is combined for 21 carries and 96 yards. Eddie George, the all-purpose guy out of the backfield, 11 for 51 rushing, 5 out of 36 receiving. He's in the backfield right now, in fact, for this 1st and 10 play from the 29, but a marker down before any of that could get started.
Start. Offense, number 89, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
And that is Frank Wycheck. He's famously a part of that Music City Miracle play that I've probably mentioned in previous Tennessee games that they used to beat the Buffalo Bills, one of the controversial plays ever in NFL history, right up to that pass interference that wasn't called against the Rams against the Saints a couple of years ago. 1st and 15 at the 23 now. You give it to George. George with a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 13 at the 25. McNair to Wycheck. Wycheck says, why not pick up 7 yards? Minner knocks him out. 3rd and 6 from the 32. To George. George with a lot of running room on that one. He's got 15, and he now is at 101 yards receiving for the day. I think I said he had 5 out of 86. No, he's now at 6 for 101. I might have said 36, meaning 86. I'm sorry about that, folks. He's doing much better than I thought he was. 1st and 10, ball at the 47. George again. George having a field day. 5-yard gain. That's 58 yards, I believe, rushing for him. 2nd and 5 at the 48 of Carolina to give to George. George just a one-man wrecking crew right now. 1-yard gain. 3rd and 4 at the Panther 47. McNair to Mason, but he is just short of the first down.
The runner reached the first down marker. First down. No timeout will be charged.
They thought he was short of the first down initially, but Tennessee challenged it, and they got the first down. It's now a 1st and 10, ball at the 43 for Tennessee. McNair's going to scramble, and he picks up 2 yards. Let's see how he's doing rushing the ball. He's got 5 carries for 32 yards. And throwing, he's doing pretty well. 14 for 21 for 168. 2nd and 8 at the 41. Incomplete. It was Gamble who leapt but could not come up with it, but incomplete anyway. 3rd and 8 now at the 41. And Rucker gets to McNair, and McNair was hurt. Looked like he tweaked his knee. Shakes it off. Be a 4th and 11 now, and we'll look for a fake punt. Sidewinder of a punt there by Kern for 27. No return. And now Carolina gets their first possession of the second half with 9:34 to go in quarter number 3. Newton only threw it 6 times for 21 yards, rushing the ball. As a team, they were combined 11 carries, 88 yards. Goings, the big rusher so far, 3 for 67. D'Angelo Williams off to a slow start, 6 carries, 10 yards. We're going to sweep it to the right with D'Angelo here. That's a nice gain of 6 yards. Casey makes the stop. We go to Goings, off tackle right, number 37, and he picks up 2. They'll go double tight. Give it back to Williams for a trap to the right. And Williams has a first down, burst of speed, good for 15 yards. If they can get Williams going, that'll improve Carolina's chances of the win. We'll go to Newton here for an outside run. He's had his own share of excitement so far in this HTFL season. He gains 2 yards on the right side. We'll go back to Williams. Trapped right, as that play has been working very nicely for Carolina. That's a pickup of 3. 3rd and 5 now, with 6:43 left in the third quarter. Medium out to Benjamin. Kelvin Benjamin. Don't call him Private Benjamin. That's caught by Benjamin, and that's good for 17 yards. Back to a double tight end formation for D'Angelo Williams, off tackle left. And a nice gain of 5. And that was Goings hurt on that last play. He'll be out a few plays. Fred Lane. I don't think the college he went to was Lane, but we'll see. In fact, we're going to give it right to him. Dive play. 4-yard gain for Lane. Did Fred Lane go to Lane? I'll have to look that up. Anyway, Nick Goings, dive play. First down. They'll put Stewart into the game, Jonathan Stewart, and they will trap to the right. That's a nice gain of 10 yards. Goings injured again, out a few plays. They go back to Lane. Trap to the right. No gain. 2nd down and 10. To Stewart, trap right. They keep pounding the rock. Just short of the first down, Vandenbosch makes the stop. It's now 3rd and inches from the 8. We'll give it to Cam Newton, and he will sweep it. He'll go for a dive play. He was going to sweep it left, but he picks up the first. We'll go right back to him, in fact. Sweep to the left. He's got a touchdown. Cam Newton. And it's 20-7. That was a 14-play, 83-yard drive that took 8:05 off the clock. Here's the kick. Good. By Sly, and it's 21-7. Mariani back deep for the Titans. A touchback to the 20. So here's McNair. Back at it again. 1st and 10 at the 20. And he throws underneath to Mason, and that's good for 4. Norman on the stop for Carolina. 2nd and 6. 5-yard
12
gain,
men on
but
the field. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
a penalty, a 12 men on the field penalty, which would have been 5 yards anyway. So they declined it. 2nd and 1, or did they? Well, George on a trap right, just short of the first down. That ends the third quarter. 21-7 Carolina. They're going to bring Kenny Britt into the game for Tennessee, and he will be the 4th wide receiver in this set when we come back. Okay, here's the aforementioned play. 3rd and inches from Tennessee's own 30. They give it to George, and all that running room With everybody playing either at wideout or defensive back, that kind of unclogs the middle of the field, and he's able to gain 4 yards for a first down. Move it to the 34 now for a 1st and 10. They give to Johnson. Johnson with 5. 8 carries for 24 yards has Johnson, and it's 2nd and 5 from the 39. Give to Johnson again, no gain. Peppers makes the tackle. 3rd and 5 at the 39. No gain. Johnson took the handoff and went nowhere. We'll set up for the return, and it'll be fair caught, we hope. At the 12 by Oliver. We'll give it to Goings. Carolina with the ball. 11:59 left in the game. Trap right. A gain of 2 yards. Cam Newton has only thrown it 7 times so far in this game, and only 3 of them were completions. Off tackle right, Jonathan Stewart. Nothing there. Well, he's going to have to throw it an 8th time, as we're going to give it to Steve Smith, medium cross. It's completed, and it's good for 26 yards. Medium into Smith. Roll brought him down. And it's a 1st and 10 now for Carolina at the 40. They go back to a double tight end set. They'll go to Stewart. Trap right. Stewart up the middle. A gain of 5. To Nick Goings. Off tackle right. That's good for 4 yards. How about Newton on a dive? Trying to take advantage of that tired Tennessee defense, but Hainsworth makes a tackle. It's going to be close to the first down, but Carolina gets it. Trap right, Jonathan Stewart. Carolina just pounds the clock here. Good for 13. In fact, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Back to Goings, off tackle right. It's like a boxer hitting his rival with shots to the gut, and then that opens up the head. Off tackle right, D'Angelo Williams, who's back in the game, 2 yards. Zach Brown made a tackle, his 10th of the game. 5:57 left. 3rd and 9. And I think this is a situation where they're just going to run the ball anyway. And they are going to pitch it right to D'Angelo. And he gets 4 yards. In fact, Carolina is going to, if I can find it, they're not going to use it. They're going to use a timeout and just milk the clock down to 4:33 before they make a decision. They're going to bring in the field goal kicker, Sly. He's got a 50-50 chance at a 49-yarder. See if he can get it. Oh, it's good. So Sly from 49, and it's 24-7. Carolina looks like they have this one won and are about to go to 3-0. Mariani back deep for Tennessee, and that'll be a touchback. So McNair with work to do, 15 for 23, 172 yards, 1st and 10 from the 20, with Johnson in the backfield. McNair's going to scramble, and it's a nice one, 13 yards. Minner on the tackle. 1st and 10, ball to 33. They throw, and Britt was the intended receiver, incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Coochley with a sack. Loses 5. Luke Coochley, we'll take a look at him. He's out of Boston College, had 5 tackles against Tampa Bay. And right now, a 3rd and 15 situation for Tennessee. Really up to it now. Incomplete, but a marker.
Offense. Number 71, 10-yard penalty.
Hughes gets called for holding. Carolina will decline it. They're going to stay on the field. The Tennessee Titans are going to stay on the field for 4th and 15. And Peppers.
Offense. Number 75, 10-yard penalty.
Peppers with the sack, and Carolina's going to get the ball with 3:10 to go. And pretty much in control right now. Trap right, D'Angelo. Gain of 4. We'll go to Goings. Sweep to the left. And he loses 4. Take it to the 2-minute warning. It's 24-7 Carolina. 3rd and 10. I think Carolina will just run it anyway here. We'll give it back to Goings. 2-yard gain. So that's 10 carries, 73 yards for Goings, who will probably wind up being the leading rusher of this game. Carolina again going to milk the clock down to 1:14 and then call timeout. They're going to kick a field goal. Here's Sly from 37. And he's got it one again. 27-7 your score. We have 1:09 left in this game. Mariani back deep. Another touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. McNair. Going to air it out. And it's caught. 34 yards by Britt. And he got out of bounds to stop the clock. More importantly, a minute to go. Carolina with one timeout left, but the Titans all have 3 left. 1st and 10, ball at the 46 of Carolina. Coach Lee with another sack. That's 2 for him today. Carolina does not call a timeout, but Tennessee does. They have 2 left. 2nd and 20 from their own 44 now. They throw incomplete, looking for Britt, who dropped it. Gamble on the defense. 3rd and 20 from the 44 now. Another sack. Jenkins comes up and lowers the boom on McNair. So now it's 4th and 28. A cab ride to Waxhaw for the Titans. Last-ditch play for them. Sure, they will go deep, but they go underneath to Britt. Britt's well short of the first down, even though he picked up 15. He needed 13 more. Carolina gets the ball back. They're singing Sweet Caroline, that Neil Diamond song at Bank of America Stadium right now, because all Newton's got to do is fall on it. And that's going to do it. Your final, 27-7 Carolina. You see the stats there. Newton only had to throw it 8 times. That's a sign that your running game's working well and you only got to throw it that few number of times. Williams, 13 carries, 49, but Goings, the big story. He had that big run in the first half for 57 that set up the first score. They rushed it for 185 yards on 37 carries. McNair had a pretty good game. 17 out of 28, 221. Got a little abused, I guess you could say, in the fourth quarter. Tennessee gave up 5 sacks. Here's the scoring summary. Tennessee's only score was a 2-yard touchdown run by Eddie George, with Bronis kicking the extra point. Newton threw one, ran one in. Williams caught one and rushed for one, and Sly with 2 field goals, and that was your scoring. 27-7 Carolina with the win to go to 3-0 in the Upper South. Tennessee falls to 1-2. Atlanta and Indianapolis, in fact, it's going to be our next game. Whoever wins that will be 1 game behind Carolina. Like I said, that's the next game. Cincinnati, Cleveland, then Miami and St. Louis. Those are your next 3 games. Monday night game this week, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but that won't be for a little while. Again, your final, Tennessee getting pounded by Carolina 27-7. Hope you enjoyed today's game. Wherever you are, whenever you view this, hope you are well. We'll catch you again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.